shuffle this over, I guess. Why not? Just like that. Cover that up. Not like it matters, right? Not at all. Oy, oy, oy. All right. Oh, we're live again. Boom. Recording of today's Daily Digest. Right, get this going. I think that's it. 2 more ideas. I can't think of them. Have a good start of the week. In case you're wondering, these are my show notes, so that's why I have my cell phone in my hand. All right. Kai Shabbat. Is that today's? Yes. It's Monday. New week. More work. Been posting a few videos, English videos, on my language channel. It is Monday, July 25th, 2022. I'm Steven Sersky. Hope you guys are doing well. And yeah, it's the beginning of the work week. I'm now officially off of my annual vacation from last contract. And so now it is, I start a new contract at the end of August, the beginning of September. And my contracts usually used to align very nicely in like it used to be in November. So my apartment contract and my visa contract, or my work contract, my apartment and my work contract both ended back in November. Now, a couple years ago, the landlord, I guess, saw that my passport was expiring in August. And so she shortened the contract to 9 months and then boosted the rent by 200 renminbi per month. And I'm thinking that now, I'm going, you fucking hell, are you allowed to do that? And I guess what she was doing was ensuring that if she couldn't find someone to rent from September, October, those 2 months, that she was still covered. 12 months times 200 is what, 2,400? I mean, it's not much, but it's more than, nothing sort of thing. I'm going, geez, it's kind of schmimey of you. So yeah, not too happy with that realization, to tell you the truth. But then, as it happened anyway, work. I mean, I couldn't get my work permit wouldn't go beyond August of the expiration of my what do you call it, like my passport. So when my passport was ending in August, everything had to end in August, basically. So they are now aligned once again. Not by my doing, but because that's how it's got to be. I am trying to broadcast this, so if you want to jump on YouTube, I am trying to live stream these every now and then, just to try it out for now, see how it goes. Not muted. Okay, and I can't download them, so I'm not sure. I don't like the video quality. Video quality, it's 720p because it's off my MacBook. And I was thinking of getting another device to do external recording. I do have them, but the problem with doing that is that then you have to compress and upload, and it takes forever. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. Other people can, go for it. But for a daily audio digest, I mean, you get the podcast version here, MP3 format. You can stream it, you can download it from my website, or you can watch the live stream as well. I mean, why not? To try it out, to see it. I don't know. I mean, yeah. Every time I do that, I don't know if it's going to work out. I end up doing it for years on end, and yeah. So here, I mean, I've been doing this daily audio digest for a year already. Doing my podcast for 2 years, and now live streaming. So we'll see how that works out going forward. I might also set up a new channel on YouTube to make this work a little bit better. So like the podcast and the audio blog will be in one channel, and then I'll have my sort of test drive channel as well. And then I have another channel that's the language vlog that I've been talking about, and that is yeah, that one is, I actually posted quite a few videos today, another 3. I posted 4 on Saturday and 3 today. 4 dealing with English idioms, and then today was 3 tips on language learning. And I like the short form video format. To tell you the truth, it's nice, it's quick, it's easy. It's easy. It allows me. It's kind of like video thoughts. It's like video diaries, I guess you could call it. But not just that. I understand, like, even for me, watching a lot of videos, like, how long do you watch a video before you're like, all right, skip, skip, skip? And that way, with this, with 60 seconds, could I do them in 15 seconds? Good question. Oof, there's a challenge. 15-second language tip. Why not? So that one it continues on. I've done a lot more English videos as of late than Chinese videos. Yes, I got to get back into producing the Chinese stuff. I was working. I've been reading through some stuff. I've been working on my cards, my what do you call it? My flashcards. And so I mentioned this as well. I downloaded on the weekend on Saturday after my bike ride. I went to Timmy's, got myself a coffee, and I downloaded a bunch of HSK5 vocab list flashcard decks from Anki Web. Now they're on my phone, and you might ask me, why three? And this is actually two or three decks in addition to Memrise. I hadn't been using Memrise, and I remember now why I stopped is because Memrise, the one that I have, since I don't pay for it, the HSK5, the first section, the first 18 chapters are okay, but then the second 18 chapters get cut off after chapter 8. So the free Memrise one that I have, that I found, stops at 8. Now, I've also been told that there is a Coursera course offered for free for HSK5, so you can check that out. I haven't. I think I looked at it, but I was like, I really don't want to sign up for a course. I don't like that commitment, to tell you the truth. And I think a lot of the issues that I have are mostly vocabulary based. Not like, it's a lot of vocab that I've sort of been skimping on, not reviewing properly. So I really want to focus on that. But 3 decks, including plus Memrise. So Memrise, and then it's going to be Anki deck number 1, number 2, number 3. And the reason why is because Anki caps you. So if you set your vocab cap at some like 20 or 25 words or characters or flashcards or whatever, once you reach that, you can't do anymore. So I have 3 versions, so I can keep on working on it on 3 different sets. I also downloaded the country names, provinces of China, and I downloaded the HSK6 one, or HSK5 in terms of relevance, or how frequency. There we go. It didn't work though. There's something wrong with the deck, and I'm not sure how to fix it. So that one was no good. The frequency, the HSK5 flashcard deck on Anki Web, that goes by the frequency. It didn't work for me, so I'm not sure if you guys are able to figure it out. But anyway, focusing on vocab, going to get that done, because if I don't know the vocab, it's going to get very difficult to do the test again in 3 months, right? Right. So doing the English videos, if I get up to, I was wondering if I did more HSK5 vocab videos, would that help me? One thing I've been doing last week, I started doing this, is taking a look at the card, taking a look at the, what do you call it, the flashcard, and writing down the character. Now, I've only been doing it once, but I guess I could make that into a video. Not that it needs to be. And I'll tell you, a lot of this stuff, you might wonder, like, Steve, why are you doing it? Why are you producing this? Like, who wants to watch this? And it's, it's 50-50 for presentation purposes, like for someone else, for you guys to see what I'm doing. But it's also, a lot of it has to do with me and keeping me honest with my studies. And by keeping me honest, I want to, I guess I'm trying to use the language in the way that it's being used these days. And one of the ways that it's being used these days is by making short videos. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's detracting from my studies. It is getting me creatively to think about how I can keep in contact with my studies. Do I recommend other people do this? I don't know. I guess it really kind of depends on what you're doing with it. One reason I would do it is, number one, for my own study purposes. Number two would be to demonstrate to other people how else you can attack, language studies. Number three, as a record, I'm not going to lie. I guess these videos are really sort of a replacement for the pen and paper method of writing down the characters that as I did in HSK 3 and 4. So if I do a video of it, I have that sort of there in my record stash that I never look at again. Well, okay, let's be fair. In a year's time, hopefully I've passed HSK 5 by that time. But in a year's time, if I had all of these videos that focused and showed my progress of Chinese proficiency, Chinese ability, I think that I'm at the point where I'm okay with publishing it, even though I know some people are like, it's really rough. And I'm like, I know it's rough, but to see that progress, it's almost like that one of those fitness progress pics and stuff like that, where people start posting and they're like, I'm determined to get in shape, and then they do, and you see the picture later, and you're like, oh my God, how'd you do it? And they're like, I spent the last 4 years working on it, right? So that's what I'm kind of aiming for with these Chinese videos. As for the English videos, that is very much with the idea that in 2 or 3 years' time, who knows if we will be visa-based anywhere in the world, and that kind of scares me. And so that's why I have myself sort of working on these digitized short clips and stuff like that, and developing that sort of that angle, I guess you could call it. I am curious though, if you're listening to this, and I'm talking about the stuff that I'm doing, I'm wondering, what have you guys heard? What would you, is this Daily Digest something, and like seeing these Chinese videos and stuff like that, is this something that is useful at all? And I wonder, and I know a lot of people probably find it not very useful, but one of the reasons I record these is sort of as a record, but I do wonder if there's something I'm missing here, right? So if you have any ideas, get in touch. I'm open to ideas and stuff like that. If there's something else I can include or incorporate, I would be interested to know. There are times when I'm sort of running out of ideas of what to exactly deal with or cover. Usually on Thursdays and Fridays. Wednesdays, Thursdays are usually those days where I'm like, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about on the weekend, talked about Chinese studies, and now it's like Wednesday, Thursday. What? So there is room that I have to work with and to play with, basically. I was tweeting out today, and I got with all my Twitter cleverisms and stuff like that, I got thinking, I'm like, well, what if I just created 10 wandering thoughts? And I got up to 8 total. So I have 9 and 10 that I don't have. So hopefully they'll come to me in the next 7 minutes or so. And then that way it'll be a full list that I'll have to think of them on the go, sort of thing. So these are based off of some of the ideas I was thinking today. I saw a picture on Twitter and actually kind of kicked off this sort of free flow brainstorming session that I had. I was like, and I was back to work today, so I had lots of time to do this monotonous job wherein I could let my mind wander at points, sort of thing, and be able to assemble these sort of ideas. So 10 wandering thoughts. Here we go. Number 1, mandatory exercise would mean that you have to dance with your boss. Mandatory exercise means that if you are the boss, you have to lead the dance. How's that? That was actually based on a picture I saw on Twitter where a bunch of people were, like in China, in Guangdong province, they were doing that communal exercising in the morning. They still do it to very loud music, and they're supposed to be laughing and clapping and everything. And it looks like they're having fun because, it's very silly, and they're all like, oh my God, everyone can see us. Oh my God, sort of thing. But imagine if your foreign-run company did that. Wow. Do you think people would sign up to come to China if they saw that, I don't know, Starbucks employees or like English language schools had teachers dancing in the morning as part of the morning curriculum? Good question. Number 2, this is more of a witticism that first day back. I think I need a day off. Why? I don't feel well. What's wrong? I'm sick of work. Right? I thought it was funny. Number three, whatever you're doing right now, can you imagine doing it in 15 years' time? That's something to think about. That actually is one of the thoughts that gets me with not just the Chinese videos and the Chinese language in my time here, but also developing those English videos that I'm posting through my language vlog is to help other people, to give them something to, relevant, timely, easy. I'm trying to speak a little bit slower and a little bit more, I don't want to say simpler, but I'm trying to grade my language for language learners who might not be English natives or English naturalized English speakers. So that's what I'm going for with a lot of those videos. Number four, I can't help but think this all the time when I see a new phone is released and they have like 7,000 billion cameras attached to it. What species do you think they will first use for an authentic look, real world view camera in a smartphone? I was thinking, is it going to be fish eyes or is it going to be something else? Maybe like bird's eyes, or would they just go human eye? I'm not gonna. It's there. I have this idea of like even God or the Creator going, what would be so good? Well, if we just took this eye and we put it in these, we could get two of them. Redundancy. There you go, done. It's kind of the thought I have in my mind when people are releasing these cell phones, these smartphones. That it's one of these things where how can we make it better? But what are we trying to do? Well, we're trying to make it lifelike. Well, why don't we just use that lifelike eye? There we go. Stem cell research. There we go. Number five, one thing I've found that's helped me get excited for the next day is to buy good coffee. And I'll tell you, it is. If I buy good coffee, like nice coffee, the first couple of the days usually very nice coffee, and that's why I'm very particular about how I make it. And that's also another reason why I don't like drinking that Bienli Feng stuff, because I'm like, that does not inspire me to get to work. It doesn't inspire me to get up or go for a bike ride or anything. And anyone who says that Bienli Feng coffee, that tar, inspires them, I don't think they know what coffee is, or they have no reference point. And okay, I get that. Maybe you don't care. Maybe getting to Bienli Feng is the one that sort of inspires you. But I don't believe it if it's for the coffee. I don't think so. Number six, this is I think I've mentioned this before. If you were overheard by your boss complaining about your job and the management, etc., for example, if you said it on a podcast and they caught wind of it, and then they walked up to you and said, "Boom, job is yours," do you think you could do it? I think I've mentioned this before because I've read J.P. Getty's book, How to Be Rich, and I think that comes up every now and then. It's like people like to complain about management, about being about the boss, but then when they're not creating their own job and stuff like that, a lot of the big business guys, they talk the same way. It's just like, because you're not doing it. Like if you were a boss, then you'd be the boss. If you're not, then you're an employee or whatever. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but then if you're an employee, don't just try to rip your boss to shreds without being able to step up and do the job yourself, sort of thing, right? That's where that sentiment comes from. Number seven, most populous cities have had generations of people walk over their land. Do you think your footsteps are historical? This actually first came to me when I was in Athens, Greece, and I was walking up to the Parthenon and up to the Acropolis and seeing like the marble steps or the stone steps. They were worn down. Now they might have been redone. I'm not entirely sure, but to think that Socrates, or Plato, Aristotle, all those people had walked over those steps, going, that is a historical moment, right? It's a historical place. Everywhere you walk is historical. And I know that Athens is still a living city. I mean, that's pretty cool. I don't know if Beijing has that same sort of weight to it. I know it is a historical city, but when you go to a place like Rome or Athens, it's you're walking through these pathways, and every footstep has a story to be told, sort of thing. And Beijing does too. I mean, Forbidden City, Tiananmen Square, but Tiananmen Square is sort of a new invention, sort of thing. But even the outskirts of Beijing, this thought was actually half inspired by, I'm following this guy, Tong Bingxue on Twitter, and he posts historical photos of Beijing, of China. And some of it's pretty neat to see what Beijing was like 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Pretty crazy. Number 8, what technology do we take for granted today that you think will be obsolete in 100 years? I think it's going to be Bluetooth. Yeah, like Bluetooth mice and headsets and stuff like that. I also think that Bluetooth is going to be labeled the petroleum of the 21st century, and there's going to be a movement to remove it. Bluetooth, infrared, all that stuff, all those little lasers and invisible wires all over the place. They're going to be called bad, 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 bad in 100 years. Cancer causing everything, but they might actually be. That's a good. A lot of families will sleep on bamboo. If they're so good, good question. So there's number 9, bamboo sheet. And then number 10, oh, good question. What would be number 10? 10 wandering thoughts. Well, if you were to start a new TV channel about your life, what would you do? There you go. We do. We do live the TV channels of our lives, right? Like growing up, I remember people saying that if you want to be, if you want to do something amazing, think of your life as being a big movie, and you're the movie star in it. It's like nowadays we do have that. We have exactly that. It's TV shows, films, movies, you name it. That's what YouTube is. That's what Anchor, Spotify, you name it. You can get your own website, your own digital domain. Your digital domain is like Metaverse 1.1 sort of thing, right? StevenSersky.com, that's Metaverse ish, not entirely, but I mean it's a digital form of my writing. So yeah, there you go. So, number 10 will be all about a TV show of your life, or TV show. What would you call it? TV show of your life. What would it be? What would it be like? All right, I'm going to leave it there. There's 10 ideas, vids up on my website. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And if you have any ideas, yes, please do get in touch. I would love to hear them. All right, folks, StevenSersky.com is the website. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We will talk again. Bye-bye.